Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. I hope you're having an amazing day, and if not, I hope this video can help you in some way to give you a bit of lightness, a bit of energy, a bit of good vibes, because honestly I believe there's always something to be grateful for. There's always some silver lining in a situation, even though you might be in the depths of heartache or despair or grief. There's always something positive that you can find in your day and in your situation, because I personally do believe that going through really tough situations provides you with more compassion towards others, and you can be more empathetic towards other people. And I think that is super, super important, because so many of us get wrapped up in our own daily lives that we detach ourselves from others and we detach ourselves from our feelings. But it's really important to have experienced some darkness in some sense, because then you are better able to recognize great things, recognize great people. You're better able to see that great things can come from dark times. I think something that I've learned recently is that even people who are really, really nasty and rude and awful, like, there is still some good in them. And I think, you know, the quote that hurt people is something that's really resonated with me recently. And just acknowledging that if people try to hurt you or try to harm you, a lot of the time it's because they're actually really suffering internally. So obviously I don't condone, you know, bad abusive behavior. I don't condone it at all. But it's just, you know, sometimes being in bad situations can teach you that good things can come from bad, and that there is good inside everyone. A lot of people are just really hurting, and that's why they can be so rude and can be so mean. And I guess that's the whole topic of today. So it's how to stay calm and peaceful amidst the chaos. So this world right now is really chaotic. Like, there are so many things going on around the whole world. And I mean, obviously over the past, you know, however long you've lived, there have been really hard events, but I think we are at a period of time where there's just so many hard things going on around the world for a lot of people. And, you know, the pandemic has really, I think it's been a catalyst for a lot of people. You know, some people in a good way, but a lot of people in a not so great way. It's I think it's broke down a lot of relationships. I think obviously it's deteriorated a lot of people's health, mental health as well as physical health. And yeah, it's really, I think, brought to surface a lot of wounds that people have had for a long time. Being at home has given people a lot of space, mental space, to kind of think about things. And I always find when I have that mental space, that's when my past things that I haven't healed from, that's when they come up to the surface, and then I have to deal with them. So I think that same experience has been had all over the world. A lot of people are dealing with a lot of things that they've suppressed for a really long time. But yeah, other than that, it's just chaotic. Like, there is just so much going on in the world at the moment, and I really feel for you if you are having a hard time at the moment. I'm sending you lots of love. Thank you for being here, and thank you for clicking on this video and trying to help yourself in some way. I am not like I'm just trying to share a few things today that I have helped me. You know, if you want more information, definitely see a health professional, see someone that can give you personalized advice. Today I'm just giving some general tips that help me to stay calm and peaceful amidst the chaos. And yeah, I really hope this helps you in some way. Let's just get straight into the tips, because I can blabber on all day, trust me. All right, so tip number 1 is to practice gratitude daily. So this can come in many different forms. Personally, I like saying out loud 3 things I'm grateful for. And I've recently begun doing this with my boyfriend as well. So we'll say 3 things to each other that we're grateful for in that day. And it really helps ground us and helps us see the light in our situation every single day. Like, as I said in the beginning, there's always something to be grateful for. There's always some good in a day, in a circumstance. So I really, really, really highly recommend practicing gratitude every single day. So as I said, we say 3 things we're grateful for to each other. We sometimes we actually do this twice a day, sometimes we do it every second day, but we do it a lot. Often, you know, when it's the end of the day and we're kind of reflecting in bed, or just you know, just when we feel like it. Sometimes we just say to each other, oh, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that. Often we tell each other that we're grateful for each other as well, which is really nice. But another way to do it is journaling. So journaling has been very transformative for a lot of people who I've talked to. So what that is literally just a pen on a piece of paper, writing down your feelings. It can be one sentence, it can be 10 pages, but writing down some things you're grateful for when you do journal is really, really great. And yeah, it's just getting out things from your brain and putting it onto a paper. And a lot of things we take for granted, and we just go through our daily life thinking that's just normal. But you know, there's really amazing joy to be found in the small things. I actually remember when I was in high school, we did this, I think it was like a quiz, about a personality quiz. And one of the things that came up for me was the ability to appreciate beauty. And I think that is a form of gratitude. So appreciating beauty in small things brings me so much joy, and it brings a lot of people a lot of joy. But so many people just walk through their daily life not appreciating the beauty around them. But it's really powerful. Sorry, that's my cat meowing. It's really powerful to be actually able to appreciate the small things. So appreciate, you know, the raindrops on a leaf that look really beautiful, or appreciate the beautiful sun shining down today. Appreciate your cat just like looking at you in a cute way. Like, there's so many things to be grateful for and to appreciate in your daily life. So really being consciously aware of those things and either saying them out loud or writing them down is an amazing practice that I really strongly recommend to literally everyone. So I just wanted to talk a little bit more about this idea of being grateful and appreciating beauty. There's been this whole trend recently called romanticizing your life or becoming the main character, and I think that is really great because it kind of promotes this idea of being grateful for the little things and appreciating the beauty in the little things. So imagine you're the main character in a movie and they have little clips of you walking down the street, or like you brushing your hair in the morning, or you know, like in movies they have these little clips of you and you're the main character, and the little things you do are important to tell your story. And yeah, I just think you're constantly learning from every situation you're in, and yeah, just appreciate where you are right now because it's so important. And yeah, just don't take for granted every second that you have available on this earth, because it's very special, and you are very special, and you deserve to be happy. That's really what it comes down to. You deserve to be happy. Like, we are all here on earth. I think one of the main things that we're here to experience is happiness and love. And yeah, you can find happiness and love in little things. It doesn't have to be earth-shattering, amazing things that come into your life. Like, there is beauty and love in so many things. Okay, on to the second tip, because I'm literally blabbing on so much, but I love this topic. And if you ever want to talk more, feel free to reach out on Instagram. I would love to have a chat about this kind of stuff, like mindset, spirituality, mindfulness. It's just what I'm really into at the moment. So send me a message on Instagram if you want to chat more. But on to number 2. So number 2 is to meditate or engage in a meditative practice. So meditating is the idea of sitting down in relative silence. Some people do like to listen to music or do a guided meditation, but I think, you know, the more traditional way of meditating is just sitting down and just breathing in and out nice and deeply, and just trying to focus your attention on your breath. And obviously you're going to have thoughts that come in and come out of your brain, but just try to recenter yourself on your breath. So thinking, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4 in, and then count how many seconds on your out breath, if that helps you, you know, stay focused on your breath. I often do that. I count how many beats I'm breathing in for, and then how many beats I'm breathing out for. Something that can also help to center you on your breath is to so hum a note on your exhale. I find that really helps me. I love singing, and I love yeah, I just love using my voice, so I find that that really helps center me. And because I'm trying to keep a pitch as well, it focuses my brain on that practice and it stops me from having all these other thoughts. So meditating is amazing. It helps you focus on the present moment. And I actually have a quote here that I got from somewhere. There is a direct connection between staying in the present and living a more peaceful life. So you can't control the future, you can't change the past. Really, living in the present moment is where peace is. That's where love is. That's where happiness is. It's in the now. You can imagine things in the future, but you don't know if that's actually going to happen. So being right here and present in the moment is one of the most important things in life to cultivate, and doing meditation or meditative practices are really going to help you to foster that present awareness and that consciousness in the here and now. So that is one of the reasons why I really highly recommend meditation. I am still on my own meditation journey. I have only actually started meditating consistently-ish recently. Like, it's still not every single day. I would love it to be every single day, and that's what I'm working towards. And I'm going to try and make that a habit for myself. But yeah, meditation is amazing. Every time I meditate, I feel so much better afterwards. If I'm in not the best mood, I meditate and I feel much better. But there are other forms of meditation that you can try. So, you know, you can do mindful walking. So as you're walking, you focus on your breath. So you can do a kind of meditative version of walking. You can do a meditative version of a lot of things. So you know, back when I was in high school and I did rowing, I found rowing on the water was quite meditative because all I was thinking about was my technique of rowing the oar. I wasn't thinking about what someone said to me at school that day or the test I had coming up tomorrow. All those thoughts came, like, they just flew out of my brain, and all I was thinking about was the action that I was doing. So that's also a meditative practice because you are in the present moment, thinking exactly about what you are doing with your body. So a lot of people find, you know, going to the gym and lifting weights can be a meditative practice for them. And there are lots of different options that you can do. Some people like doing painting. I've actually experienced that myself. When I'm painting, I get into that kind of meditative state because I'm just thinking about the brush strokes on the paper, and I'm not thinking about all my problems or, you know, anything that's going on in my life. I'm just focused on the present moment. So yes, there are lots of different forms of meditative practices that you can try out, but finding one that works for you and then doing it consistently or doing it every day if you can is so helpful, because our brains just get so wrapped up in our own lives, and often just cause us excess stress, excess anxiety that we really don't need. Stress and anxiety are, it's actually an epidemic in our society. Stress and anxiety, they really impact on our mental health, but also on our physical health. Just to share like a personal anecdote, about a month or two ago, I started getting chest pains. And I thought I might have a heart problem. Actually, at one stage, I was on the floor in my living room with such severe pain that I thought I might have been having a heart attack. And it wasn't anything wrong with my heart. I was actually just stressed. So, Mark is coming to say hi. But yeah, stress is not good for your body at all. And it's really important to, you know, practice these meditation or meditative practices in your day, because that's going to help calm your central nervous system as well. So it's going to calm your body down, calm your brain, and help you focus more on the present moment and be happy. Because yeah, if you're more in the present moment and, you know, if you're being grateful, if you're being mindful, you're so much more likely to be peaceful and happy. So that is my second tip, doing a meditation or meditative practice. On to tip number 3, and for this one, I'm just going to grab a quick little prop from my room. Alright, I am back. So, number 3 is to read a book. So, I know this is a bit of a funny one because, you know, why does reading a book make you happy? Well, I think it is another way to get you into the present moment. So, if you're thinking about it, when you are actually physically reading a book, you can't do anything else. You can't go for a walk, while you're reading a book. I mean, I guess you could, but that wouldn't be very safe because you wouldn't see where you're going. You can't scroll on your phone while you're reading a book. You can't watch TV while you're reading a book because you would get confused with the storyline of what's going on in the TV show versus what's going on in your book. You couldn't, you know, cook dinner whilst you're reading a book. You have to actually sit there and hold the book. So I'm not talking about audiobooks, I'm talking about physical books. Like, you have to physically turn the page and you have to be focused on what's happening and read the words and understand them and comprehend them. So I think reading is a really powerful tool to help ground you in the present moment. You know, you're not in the present moment in stillness, that's more meditation. You're in the present moment of the book. But I think if you choose books that are educational and that are helpful, I think it's so transformational and powerful to help keep you peaceful and to help keep you in the present moment and focused and happy, and also learning, because there is so much to learn. There is so much knowledge in the world. Oh, this is another topic which I have been loving recently. I just keep coming back to this idea that there is so much information in the world, you know, in books, online, everywhere, yet so many of us are struggling with the same issues. There are so many answers out there and there's so much knowledge out there, but often we close ourselves off because we get so stuck in our daily routine that we don't have the space to grow and to learn from others. So I think reading is really important. I literally have only started reading consistently in the last, I would say, 2 months. I've actually been reading consistently, and I've read about 4 or 5 books in the last 2 months, because once you get into a consistent practice, it's so, like, you'll be amazed at how quickly you'll read things and how much you'll learn. So yes, reading is incredibly important. I also wanted to say that I think reading is so much more calming than watching TV or movies. So I love TV and movies, don't get me wrong. Christian and I are currently watching New Girl at the moment, which is just, you know, a fun TV show. TV shows and movies will always have a place in my life. However, when you're reading a book, it's so much more peaceful. It helps wind you down for the night as well. I love to read before I go to bed, because when you're watching something on the TV, you're watching a screen. And, you know, often myself, I'm watching TV whilst I'm on my laptop, or I'm watching TV whilst I'm doing something on my phone. So I'm just like, it's sensory overload. Whereas coming to a book that's on a piece of paper is a great way for your brain to kind of slow down a bit, to come back to the present moment. You don't have that screen and all those notifications popping up all the time. So yeah, it really helps both your body and your mind to kind of calm down, come back into the present moment. And I think it really helps set you up for a really good night's rest, which is also really important in keeping a good bill of health. Sleep is so underrated. If you haven't watched my other video where I talk about 5 healthy habits that I think are really important to leading a healthy lifestyle, I will link that in the top right corner. That talks a bit about sleep, as well as some other daily habits that I do, like exercise and drinking enough water and all that kind of stuff. But those are the 3 tips that I wanted to give you today, the 3 practical tips. Finally, I just want to end with a thought that I was actually having a conversation with a friend a couple of weeks ago about this, and it's the importance of choosing your own happiness over being right. So obviously there are going to be opposing views all the time. Like, you know, there are always multiple perspectives to every single idea out there. And a lot of people choose getting into arguments in order to prove that they're correct, or to prove that they're right in a certain topic. And I think that a lot of the time, especially if you are talking with someone who isn't very open-minded, you know, trying to rebut someone else's argument, a lot of the time you're just feeding into their negative energy, and you're just creating more negative energy, when you could just choose to respectfully disagree, or just respectfully not dive into a debate or a fight with that person, because you value your own happiness and your own peace over being right in a situation. And I think that's incredibly important. And also center your thoughts in love. So as I said earlier in this video, hurt people hurt people. A lot of the time, if someone is being aggressive, rude, angry towards you, it's because they are suffering themselves. So recognizing that and trying to take a step back from the situation is really, really powerful, and it helps you to maintain your sense of peace and calm. I know a few years back, I was such a reactive person and I took on people's emotions so much. I also always have avoided conflict because I hate being in trouble. Like, that is something that my inner child is just like hates being in trouble. But anyway, just in terms of other people's energy, like if someone was sad, I would start to feel sad. If someone was angry, I would feel angry. If someone was, I don't know, basically any emotion, I would take on those emotions. And I think a lot of, quote, sensitive people have experienced that, where they take on other people's emotions. It is so empowering to learn that you don't have to do that. Literally for so long, I would take on other people's emotions all the time, but I finally got to a stage where I can recognize that that is their experience, and I have the choice on how I want to react to the situation. And you have the power to completely change the situation. Like, you know, if someone does something that really annoys you or really frustrates you or makes you really sad or really hurt, you can express that in a way that isn't uncontrollably crying or yelling. Like, there are so many ways, and often it's a lot better. So, you know, like if my boyfriend did something that hurt my feelings, if I just kind of switched off, or if I just started crying uncontrollably, or if I got angry at him, like none of those things are really going to make meaningful change and allow him to see my perspective. Whereas if I calmly said, hey, this made me feel this way, why did you do that? Or are you feeling upset at the moment? Like, that often is so much more productive. And I've found time and time again that if someone has done something to upset me, most of the time it's because they're really stressed themselves, they're hurting themselves, they are just accidentally taking it out on me. And then when they recognize that and they actually say out loud, oh, I didn't mean that, I have had a really stressful day and I must have accidentally taken that out on you, them recognizing that is so much more powerful than you just starting crying and then they just think you're, quote, like emotional or something. So yeah, I think, I don't know, I think just keeping your calm but also expressing yourself in a calm state is really, really powerful. But to get to that, you have to do these things that I said earlier. You have to, you know, be mindful, be grateful, do things that help you be in the present moment. Because if you are not in the present moment, you get wrapped up in those emotions of hurt, those emotions of anger, frustration, and then you don't have the mental capacity to stay calm. You don't have the mental capacity to calmly express your emotions because you're so wrapped up in those feelings that you either start crying, start yelling, run away from the situation. Like, that's what happens when you're not calm and you're not in the present moment. So that's why I've given these practical tips to try help you to get into that present moment and to become, you know, conscious of your own thoughts and your own situation. Because once you get to a stage where you can consciously recognize how you're feeling in a given moment, why you're feeling that, and, you know, are able to logically take steps to make the situation better, that is just, it's so empowering and so life-changing. And I'm so grateful that I am at a stage where I can do that the majority of the time. I'm not perfect. I still slip up. I still get angry and sad on occasion. But I think, you know, I am so grateful that I am a little bit more conscious now and a little bit more aware of my feelings, of other people's feelings, and can keep calm in most situations. Not all by any means. There are definitely some things that obviously not just some, loads of things that I still need to work on. I am definitely on my own journey, but I hope this video has helped you in some way. If you are feeling sad, if you are feeling upset, journal about it, talk about it, say what you're grateful for, try some kind of meditative practice, read a book, If you want some book recommendations, lastly, I mean, I do want to do another video on book recommendations, so let me know if you want to see that. But I recently read this book, which is called A Return to Love, life-changing. Like, I know not everyone will love it. It's, I don't know, niche, I guess. It's kind of like about spirituality, but it kind of talks about God in a way that I've never really heard God talked about before, so really recommend that. Then the last two I have are Atomic Habits, which I'm currently reading. I think I'm up to like page 200 or something now. It's really good. It's very practical about habits. I'm going to use some of the themes in here to help me meditate more, which will be really good. And then I've been reading this Dalai Lama cat series. I'll leave the links in the description box below, but this book series is so good. I'm on to the 4th one now, and it's just so fun. It's like fiction mixed with spirituality, so it's just really up my alley, and I love cats, so it's great. Anyway, I'm going to end the video there. I hope I didn't ramble too much and that you enjoyed this and that you took some value from it, and I really hope to see you in my next video. If you're new here and you haven't already, I would love it if you could hit that subscribe button down below and let me know in the comments what you want to see next from me. I hope you're all having an amazing day, and I hope this video has helped you, and yeah, just sending you lots of love, good energy and positivity. And yeah, that's all for today. Bye!